Do you lie easily? Is lying something which you feel is necessary at times with your most important person or relationship in your life? If the answer to both these questions is a yes, it also means that you have a high tendency to even do extramarital affairs. Because the number one thing which often makes a person find someone else attractive or even move out for an affair is usually a person who easily lies and do not have remorse enough to stop the lies or apologize after a lie, or even after being caught with a lie. Some even feel that an extramarital means only when one crosses the line and have intimate relationship with another being, another person. That's not what extramarital is. It's not just that final boundary, you can say, crossed. It's not just that final line crossed. Extramarital often begins with a lie, as I said. It starts with small things like you meet a person and you hide that meeting with your partner, your spouse. Maybe one or two times you just forget to inform your partner. That's fine. But when it is occurring again and again, then it is concerning. So it always begins from a lie, as I said. Telephone calls, talking on chats with some other person while your partner or spouse is right in front of you, waiting for your attention, and you are there inside your devices, your screens. Even after your work, you prefer having a chat or a talk on call with others. You even leave the room sometimes to talk to that person, thinking that in your own mind, I'm just talking, I'm just chatting. This is not an affair. I like talking to the person. Yet, you don't inform your partner or spouse that you have been talking a lot with this person and chatting a lot. Because you two know in your own heart and mind that this is not right. How do you know that? Because the same thing if your partner did, your spouse did, you will obviously raise your eyebrows and after a while think that all my attention is going to whom? Or which group of people? Or which friends? So as I said, extramarital begins with a lie. It begins like this. And by the way, all these things which I just said is also an extramarital affair. You do not need to cross the line of being intimate with a person in order to call it an extramarital. The minute you are attending more to someone else than your own partner or spouse, you are already breaking the commitment you both share. The emotional bound, you can say the emotional bonding which you two had, which laid heavily on trust, somewhere that is being broken. Each time you call or chat instead of attending to your own partner or your spouse. Then it starts with, let's meet up for a coffee. Coffee is harmless. It's not dinner and then the intimacy episode. Coffee is harmless. But then it's so harmless that you prefer meeting in places where usually your friends don't go. Again, is it that harmless? So slowly, these lies continue, and for a while you feel that you're still not doing any kind of affair or doing any injustice to your spouse or partner all this while. And then slowly it escalates into the very thing of getting more intimate, going for more hugs, going for holding hands. Holding hands meaning if the other person is crying and you feel like, oh, I feel for you, and you start holding the hand of that other person, and the other person feels like, oh, if I actually be the victim, or if I feel sad, I get all the attention from this person instead of my partner, so I'm liking it. And then it escalates more and more and more into intimacy and intimate relations. So the question arises, where should you have stopped? And the answer is simple. If you are able to talk to your partner, your spouse, about meeting, talking, chatting, easily able to show your chats, talking in front of your partner easily to the other person, then you don't need to stop. But if you're not able to be transparent with your partner, with your spouse, that's the place you need to stop, right there. Because in a relationship, transparency is very crucial, and the number one pillar on which a relationship relies. Transparency, honesty, and compassion towards each other. If these three pillars are missing, then the relationship will reach its end. So all those people who say that, oh, we are just chatting, we are just talking, we are just roaming, we are just going for long drives, we are not intimate, we are not into an affair, they are all lying to themselves, and they too know that. So people who really want to value relationship with their spouse, with their partner, would be transparent and honest, will not have password protected social medias, WhatsApp, will not have calls in hiding, will be absolutely transparent. With the rising extramarital scene around, I thought of making this video Because I feel that while talking to a lot of clients which I have, and they are going through a lot of emotional crisis in their relationship, even the definition of extramarital seems to have changed in today's world. They just feel that even sleeping around is fine, and that's the new normal of the society, and that's the answer nowadays a spouse gives to another partner. But no, it is not normal in any era or in any society. It simply means you are violating your terms of commitment. It simply means you are a liar. You can easily lie. And so most of your relationships are built on a lie. The relationship with your spouse, the relationship with even your family members, and even the other person with the very person you are having an affair, it's all built on a lie. And these lies will affect you, the liar, the most, health wise and even mental health wise. Because deep in your gut, deep in your heart, that faint voice keeps coming up, which you try to submerge with probably addictions or certain kind of defense mechanisms, but it eventually comes to the surface and will impact your physical and mental health. So the question is, then why would you choose to be a liar and ruin it all? And that's a question for you. Blessings.